I think what unites us all here today is the power of words. That we're here launching a book club, a reading corner, and coming from World Speech Day, we use the power of words. World Speech Day actually occurs every year on the 15th of March. It was first launched in the United Kingdom, and now it's spread all over the world. And in essence, it's an opportunity for people to use the power of their voices to tell their unique stories, to be able to change the world. And as the chairperson of World Speech Day South Africa, especially working with Vino, who is one of the humblest people I've ever met, the things that she does for our organization is phenomenal. It's out of this world, if I'm honest with you. She reached out, and me being an attorney, I had to edit these documents. But she was the one that got these memorandums of understanding together for us to work with the TLF. There's a primary school as well, and so on, to be able to launch these book clubs. And I said to her that it was, or that it would be very important for me to be here today, because reading has really formed, I think, the entire foundation of my life. That both of my parents actually passed away when I was younger due to them fighting illnesses. But they in fact passed away without a cent to their names. But I believe that the foundation they gave me through reading ultimately led me to where I am today. Before I ever started school, I was able to read anything. When I was about 3 or 4 years old, I read the children's Bible. It was 365 stories. I read that in one night. When I was in primary school, I used to sit, but I shouldn't say this, people should actually pay attention in class. But when I was in primary school, I used to sit and read 1,000-page books. And it wasn't very interesting in primary school, I think. But in my first year in my first 2 years of primary school, I didn't actually learn anything, because the foundation that my parents had given me through reading, which enables you to be able to write, to recognize letters, to be able to recognize numbers. I think it gave me a head start in life. For example, I've been the editor of the University of Pretoria's Law Faculty newsletter. I've been the proofreader of, I am actually currently the proofreader of the magazine for Toastmasters Southern Africa. But I found that, I think just having that foundation and through reading books throughout my life, it's enabled me to, for example, in my job currently, maybe I shouldn't try to sell parties and tell you who I work for currently, but I had to write a media statement on behalf of the leader of one of the political parties in the country about the Zondo Commission report. And that was something like 18,000 pages. And I had 45 minutes to read this report and draft the statement and get the statement out. And I mean, I did that. And I think it was last night, I also had to read, I think it was the night before, I also had to read about 40 documents. One of these documents was 500 pages. And then also write a letter to, actually last night was to the Speaker of the National Assembly. I was thinking what the previous one was, in fact. But it was to write to the PED Commission about a legal matter. And to get this done in, say, 20 to 30 minutes. And reading has enabled me to do all of these things. With my CV, I think why people have some respect for me, apart from, okay, so I think that the primary story of my CV is I'm now 35 years old. By the age of 31, I was a city councillor, I was a member of parliament, I was a member of the Council of Provincial Legislature. But I think why I got to that point is because I was able, through having been highly literate in English from a very young age, is that I was able to get a Bachelor of Laws degree. I was able to get a Master's in Constitutional and Administrative Law. I can go on and on. There's like 45 of these certificates. I've got a postgraduate certificate in corporate law, a thing in competition law, Rachel, I'm looking more unfair. I did a course through Gibbs in strategic leadership, and I can really bore you forever, never ever. But the point is that I think that ultimately being able to communicate to the best of your ability in both writing and in public speaking, it will enable even if these children face hardship in their lives right now, the ability to communicate effectively, it will enable them to stand on behalf of others and to represent them and to build a future not only for themselves but for the people around them and even for the generation that comes after these children. But our task is to create a better future for them, and that's why we're all here today. And thank you so much.